Well, hello everybody. Mystical Ariel here to shake the matrix and make you think. How's everybody doing this fine late evening or early morning, depending where you're at? I fell asleep super early last night, and so then I woke up early, obviously. And originally, before I fell asleep, I was planning on coming on here and sharing a little bit about this, finding the silver lining in the midst of chaos and all those kinds of things, learning how to make lemonade out of lemons and all those things. Like many of you, I have faced my fair share of challenges. And, I'm sure that many of you have, many of you yourself have faced many challenges and difficulties in your life as well. But for myself, like from even a young age, I faced significant challenges, including health challenges, including I had juvenile rheumatoid arthritis and also found out I also had Lyme disease. Even as a child, they say that that's what it looks like, that I've had it since I was a kid. That's why it's as severe as it is. And on top of these challenges, I also grew up in a very, very, very abusive, with very abusive parents, and which made my road to resilience even more difficult in life. But through these things in my life, through these struggles, I learned a powerful lesson. I had to. And that powerful lesson is resilience. It's not about ignoring or suppressing our pain and fears. Instead, it's actually about learning to face them head on, and finding the strength to move forward despite everything we've all gone through. I'm not talking about, when I come on here and talk about being positive and looking for better change or any of those kinds of things, by ignoring or suppressing the things you've gone through. That's the worst thing you can do, because at the end of the day, it's always there. It's through all these struggles that I learned these lessons. But because of these struggles, I had to find a way to learn these lessons, or I would have just taken my own life. But one of the hardest lessons I've had to learn in life is that sometimes the worst storms can actually bring some of the best rainbows. Any of you who are artists can think about when some of the most amazing creations you've created, whether it be a painting or a song or whatever it is you do in your art. Let's think back to those hard times, those really deep, dark times. I'm sure that it presented some of the best art pieces you ever had. I know for myself, I look back and I go, where I've written the best songs, it was out of the depths of my pain. The song I wrote for Tyler, that was out of the depths of my pain. And that song that I wrote caught the attention of a producer who literally doesn't just go to anyone. And they produced the legends of the legends. But that art came out in some deep-rooted pain. The loss of someone that was like a father to me. So the worst storms can bring the best rainbows. We're putting that out there. And when we are in the midst of our darkest hours, it can be hard to see the way out or even see that. But I've learned that the storms will pass. They always do. And when it does, we will find the rainbow at the end of it. And why am I sharing this? Because so many of us take our lives before it's even time to recognize that things are about to turn. I've come from so much hell in my life, and even outward opinions from people that don't even take the time to really get to know you when I do these things. But yet I still come on here because I believe that what I'm teaching gives hope and lets people know that, hey, there's a better way to deal with life. So when life gives you these lemons, we need to learn how to make that lemonade. And let's not forget that it doesn't mean pretending that the lemons aren't there. I mean, you can't pretend they're not there and make lemonade out of nothing, right? But it means recognizing, and instead it means finding the good and the beauty in what we have in front of us, and using that to build a better life for ourselves. If I was to look at all the chaos that has happened in my life, I'll tell you, man, anyone who knows what I've really been through, they're like, how did you not jump off a bridge or any of those things? And it's because of this. I had to learn to flip things upside down. But when I really came under the idea of recognizing that we were in a simulation and all of this was an illusion being played out in front of me, that changed everything for me. It became like a TV show after a while where I became the observer of the show. And that's how I became the eye of the storm, where I could see the rainbow before the storm was even over. You know, I've come to believe that resilience is not something we have to find. It's something that we choose to cultivate. It's already within us. And by practicing gratitude, forgiveness, and self-compassion, we can build a sense of resilience within ourselves. And it can carry us through even the darkest times. Trust me. We can choose to focus on the good, to appreciate what we have, and to find joy and the meaning in every moment, even when it seems like there's nothing to be happy about in the first place. I know there's many of you facing hardships and stuff out there, and I've been facing one myself this last week, Crazy new health update. It shook me a bit to the core. I mean, I'm just dealing with a lot of craziness. And look at my damn nails. They look like they're bruised. And that's because of my health. I'm starting to lose my fingernails. There's so many crazy things going on. And honestly, sometimes I just feel that I was the only one who's gone through this. And then here my vehicle breaks down in this town. And I'm literally looking at living out of a broken down van. And it was overwhelming, the feeling of everything. Especially when recognizing hey, I should have a lot of money right now. If this person fucking paid me for my job instead of using me. And it didn't matter. There was still something really crazy good out of this. I'm stuck at the shop and I go to find out that someone in this shop has gone through what I've gone through. Even in the awakening. Even in seeing that we're mirrored images of each other. So I saw another mirror in the midst of a storm. And even being left with my own devices through the evening and not sure what was going to happen and how things would unfold. I put the offer for work for words in exchange for, finances for those readings. And that's not what saved my butt. People who cared did. And that was the rainbow at the end of the storm. Maybe meeting this person was a rainbow as well for both of us. To know that we had things of value, to know that we experienced things the same. So recognize things. Pay attention. Don't let this world beat you up. Let's make lemonade out of the storms, people. Let's look for those rainbows at the end of the storm as well. And let's see the reality that everything happens for a projection to the place we're meant to be. It's not there to harm us. So make sure you do one thing towards your dreams every day. It brings you one step closer. Make sure you recognize you're valuable and you matter. You're all unique puzzle pieces to the ultimate puzzle of the cosmos. Hang in there. Peace out and much love.